Today is all about eating as much Norwegian food as we can. We're gonna start out at our hotel because they have tons of food there, and then we're gonna head out to the streets and see what we can find out there.
We got a pretty good idea of some of the Norwegian foods that you can get while you're in this country. So if you want to look here, this is the Norwegian plate, and then this is the American United States plate. And so we have the whole wheat bread. I really hope I got the right one because it's hard with the Norwegian words. The whole wheat bread is important, and then we have the meatballs.
It's meatball time. Oh, it's actually quite good. I feel like meatballs are normally kind of like chunky, like they have weird chunks of meat, but this is really like smooth and has a little bit more spices, I think, than normal meatballs. I like it. I actually really do.
Next up, we'll try the whole wheat bread. That's some whole wheat bread. You can definitely taste the grains. I mean, I'll definitely eat it. I really like the crust on this one too. I really like the egg with the bread, because usually you have to toast the bread to make it like crispy, but this one you don't need to. You don't even need to toast this at all. So this one right here, I don't know if it was salmon or herring. I just kind of grabbed it because I was like, oh, fish. If it is salmon, then that's great because Norway is famous for their salmon. We've had really good salmon in Norway and Finland, and we heard that Finland gets their salmon from Norway, so it's perfect. But if it's herring, then that's also perfect for Norway because when we saw the orcas out there in the wild, they were feasting off of the herring that is in this area. So there's a lot of herring. I'm sure they can cook it really well. So it looks like this one is cooked and it has a lot of spices. It doesn't really taste like salmon. It's probably herring.
I think it's herring because salmon's usually pink, and that is not pink at all.
Yeah, but it is cooked, so it has a
Normally
different...
salmon's still kind of pink when it's cooked.
Okay, but then this right here?
The pickled herring.
All right, so we have the herring, an onion. I don't think I've ever had pickled fish.
Does it taste like gefilte fish?
It's honestly not that bad. It's just a really weird taste for me.
Your face doesn't look like it's not that bad.
I don't know. It's just like salty, chewy. Norwegians supposedly really like this food, but I think it's supposed to be a little bit flatter for it to be considered a grilled cake. I really like it.
I'm letting Jacob try all of the like really fishy things, and I'm gonna try these little like pastries. We tried something like this in Denmark. It's called an egg skewer, but I guess Norway and Denmark share like a lot of history together, so maybe some of the foods are like a little bit crossover. So I'm really excited for this because when we had it in Denmark, it was amazing. Oh, actually does taste pretty similar. It's really good.
What's on the inside?
There's like a little jam in there. On the outside there's sugar. It's really good. I'm glad I got to try this, and Jacob's gonna do the fish shot.
No! This is what we have next. It's time for the fish oil. Okay, so somebody from Norway was sitting right next to us and was hearing us talk about all this Norwegian food, and she's like, if you really want something Norwegian, you have to take a shot of this fish oil, which I'm really not looking forward to because most people take this in pill form. Actually, in the United States, I see this all the time at the grocery store. There's omega-3 pills, and it's supposed to be really, really good for your health. It's one of the good oils, the good fats for your body. And that's why people just eat fish all the time, because it has those omega-3 fats in it. I am not looking forward to it.
Don't smell it.
Kind of just smells like fish.
Okay.
But like mild. Oh no, it's starting to smell worse. It's so thick. Oh. Okay. That was worse than I was expecting.
This coming from the guy that ate fermented shark in Iceland, no problem.
That was probably the worst thing I've ever had.
No way, for real?
it didn't have a taste. Well, it's very mild hint of fish, but it was so thick. I was like, this was my plan. I was like, I'm gonna swallow like half of it and let half of it stay in my mouth so I could actually get the taste. I should not have got the taste. I should have just gone all the way back because it stayed in my mouth and it like got caught at the back of my throat. And it was so thick. It was so thick it like didn't go down.
Well, you're gonna be super healthy today.
Yes, it is dark outside. We took a couple hours in between so that we could be hungry again. Now we're really excited for lunch. And yes, the sun is down, but that's just what happens when you're in northern Norway in the winter.
Jacob got a roasted lamb with a bunch of different sides, and that is the national dish here in Norway. And then I got a soup, which I'm super excited about because it's so cold. It'll be so perfect to warm me up. And I'm really excited to see how Jacob likes the lamb. Wow, this looks so good. It is huge. They also gave us some bread. I tried a little bit with the butter. It's homemade butter, and it is delicious. It is the best butter I have ever tasted.
She just placed the lamb right in front of me, and it smells so good. There's potatoes and cabbage. Oh, it just looks so tender and delicious.
Oh, it just like falls right off the bone.
Oh, that is so good. I mean, it's the national dish of Norway, so they have to make it good, and it's great. It is very tender, but it's not that juicy. I think you can add in some cabbage to your lamb bite, and then it'll make it a little more juicy.
I'm not a big fan of lamb, but I really want to try some with the cabbage, so we'll see how I like it. Oh my gosh, wait, that's so good. That is the best lamb I have ever had. I actually really enjoy that. I'm gonna see if I can get Jacob to give me some more. Wow, I can't believe how good that is. It's like so tender, and like the taste is very mild, so it's like not too overwhelming, and I think that's why I really like it. And the cabbage was perfectly soft and just had like a little crisp to it. Wow, I'm a big fan of that. Guys, I like never ever ask for another piece of lamb, but I did this time, and I am loving it. It's just so good. Wow, what a gem. This place is so delicious. Like, if I like lamb here, that's saying something. And my tomato soup, I know that's not really like a Norwegian dish or whatever, but it was delicious. Especially with this homemade butter on bread dipped in the soup. It was perfection.
The lamb and the tomato soup, very good. Also quite expensive, as with most of the places here. That's what we've been learning, at least when we've been looking at a lot of menus on the streets and on Google. And so we're happy with just going to one restaurant right now, but we are going to go get a hot dog from the universe's tiniest bar.
Hello, can I get a reindeer hot dog?
But it's not just any hot dog, it's a reindeer hot dog.
Oh man, that looks good.
Fried onions, raw onions, mustard, ketchup. Okay, here we go. Oh, it looks good.
Does it taste like reindeer?
I'm trying to remember what reindeer tastes like. This is our first time like actually trying like reindeer meat. In Finland, we just tried like reindeer chips, so I don't even know if that counts. But this one, I mean, I really like it. Of course, like you gotta get both kinds of onions. You have to.
My first bite. Yeah, I don't think I can really tell that it's reindeer. It tastes the same, but it just sounds cool that we're eating a reindeer hot dog. Hot dogs are pretty much huge all over Scandinavia. Every time we go to a country, people will comment or tell us we have to try the hot dogs while we're there. They were huge in Iceland, Finland, we would roast them over the fire, and of course in Denmark they were super good as well, so it only makes sense that we try them here in Norway as well.
Sorry, buddy. Had to do it.
This next one I am so excited about because it is Norwegian fast food. We are gonna go get a sandwich. It's kind of like Subway, but there's a lot more of these than there are Subways here in Norway. We are at Big Bite Subs. They have over 70 locations all across Norway, and it's only in Norway. So of course, this is why we had to come here. You just tell them what sandwich you want, and then you can choose the toppings, the vegetables that you want on the sandwich. It's just a fun little thing to try, and it's not as expensive as going to another restaurant.
We are back in our room now because we were super full after all of that delicious food, but now we are finally hungry again, so it is time to try our sandwiches. Full disclosure, we had this a few days ago and it was delicious, so we already know that we love it, but let's try it again. We got it slightly different this time. I'm so excited for this. It's just as good as I remember. I just love that this is like Norwegian fast food. Like, it's definitely not like super healthy, but I don't think it's unhealthy either. Like, we have mushroom, or we don't have mushrooms. We have tomatoes, lettuce, jalapenos. Like, it's really not bad. Thank you so much for watching our food tour. We will see you in our next video.